On this video, I'm going to show you how we make our samples. You can use this method or you can do it however you want. But what I normally do is take this glass Pyrex measuring cup and I'll put 2 bars of the fragrance of the month in it, and then I'll put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Here I am putting it in the microwave, and I'm going to punch it for 3 minutes. Now we're going to let it melt completely, but we're not going to let it get too hot. We don't want to release all the fragrance. We just want to get it melted enough to where we can pour it into the mold. Now this is a candy mold that we've picked up at Michael's. There are various shapes and sizes that you can get. The smaller the samples, the better off you are, because you're going to be using less wax. You're going to be giving away less wax that you could be selling in our bars. This one works well for us. We started our customers off with a larger mold, and they've kind of gotten used to this. But again, the littler the amount of wax that you can use on your samples, the better off you are, because all you're trying to do is give them a fragrance enough to smell and tell what the wax is going to be like. Now I put the 2 bars in the measuring cup in our microwave for 3 minutes. Depending on your wattage of your microwave, will vary your time, and sometimes some different waxes, depending on the color, takes a little bit longer or a little bit less time, so you need to adjust it. So we're going to slowly pour the wax into the mold, just enough to fill the cubes up. You can pour it more in it than just covering the squares, but again, you're going to be wasting or giving away more wax than you need to. And then once this is cool or poured, we're going to let it cool down and solidify, getting hard so we don't spill it going into the freezer. And we're going to put it in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it should fall right out of the molds. We have a template saved on the computer. It's the same template that we use for our business stickers, where we put our name, address, and business information on all our product. It's the template that'll fit the Avery 8460s or the Avery 5160 address labels. As you can see, I put 3 labels per paper label. And what I'll do once I've got one fixed is I'll highlight the single, then I'll right click and I'll copy, and then I'll go over here and highlight the next label area. Highlight, and I'll paste it. Do the same thing for the 3rd row of labels. Highlight and paste. And then I'll go back and I'll highlight that whole row. Then I'll copy it, and then I can go and replace the whole row on the labels. Once I've got it highlighted, I right click, I choose the paste feature that I want, left click it, and it transfers it down. I do the whole sheet this way, and depending on how many labels that you want to do, you can print off 2 sheets or 1 sheet. Again, depending on the number of samples that you're making. Once this is printed off, I'll take a straight edge and an X-Acto knife, and I'll cut each one into the individual prospective labels to put on the bags, and I'll show you this a little bit later. Here's the samples that we had poured earlier, and while we were making and printing off labels, it cooled enough that we can now put it in the freezer without spilling any of it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let it harden up, and it should jump right out of the mold. And then I'll show you how to cut the labels. Here's a sheet of the labels that we had printed out earlier. And I'm going to take this straight edge and a breakaway knife, and I'm going to cut the individual labels so that I'll have 3 from each paper label that we normally use for our product. We don't have to cut all the way through both layers, just the paper layer, so we can separate the labels out. But make sure that you have a cutting board underneath so that if you do cut all the way through, you're not going to cut your countertop. Once we have the labels cut, we're going to take our jewelry bags. You can get these from Michael's or order them online, or Walmart usually carries them for a couple of dollars for 100 of these small jewelry bags. And what we're going to do is peel off our labels and start labeling while our samples are in the refrigerator, or freezer, cooling down. We can go through and label these. And it usually takes me from start to finish. I can do a batch in about 25 minutes. And it takes me less than that after I have the labels printed off and cut up. So we can take these and you can see how they're coming apart. We're getting 3 labels out of each label row on this sheet. And I'll show you in a minute how the samples dump out of the mold, and we'll put some into the bags. We've got our bags labeled, our samples are out of the freezer. We can turn them over and they'll come right out of the molds. We can take the individual squares and break them up. We can open up our bags, drop our samples in. Me and Carolyn make about 200 samples out of the 5 bars of Fragrance of the Month. Not only do we have rounds that we take our samples to each month for our regular customers, this gives us a reason to come by and check on them, see if they need any orders, any light bulbs, to give them the flyers for the sales or the promotions going for that month. And then with the ones that we have left over, as we get parties in, we'll drop these samples in the bags of products that people have ordered and put in the flyers also in there. And that should do it. You should be able to make your samples now, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to call me and Carolyn or email us. And we thank everybody for what they do again. Until next time.